Hang on. I'm just spectating ones. Okay. It's a melon sweep today. I fear that that might be true. Melon is GOAT. I also think Booney might be expecting me to join him for an official prod, but he wasn't in any of the channels, and I started the DireCast, so might just be DireCast Wednesday. You feel me? Tommy, thank you for the 9 months, man. Appreciate you. Did you answer me? Hang on. No. Thank God someone is streaming this. Yeah, I thought Booney was supposed to prod it, but he's not in any of the calls. So I just gave up and went for the DireCast instead. How's everybody doing? How are we doing today? Yeah, I thought Booney was going to prod it, and I was casting with him, but he hasn't got any of the calls just yet. I think this is going to be a banger. No cap, this is way too high up. You're like looking over my head. Some Wes Anderson ass framing. Hang on, we need to do this. Let's do this side will be basement dwellers 0. And this side will be swag squad 0. Done. Okay. Bro, just name drop Wes Anderson, cinephile alert. Low-key, I don't know if I've ever watched a Wes Anderson film. I just know that his framing's wacky and pretty creative. I am a big movie guy, but I don't know if I've ever watched a Wes Anderson film. I want to watch the Fox one. Fantastic Mr. Fox. What are they giving us? 73 months. What
73
the heck?
months BTW.
Good as long as the Vikings don't pick up Aaron Rodgers. Isn't that like the vibes? The vibes are saying that that's going to happen. Who are you hoping for in the draft this year? Sent for the Vikings. I didn't realize everybody in the Discord was a Vikings fan, basically. I didn't realize it was everybody. Giants, Steelers, Vikings for him. He's for sure going to the Vikings. Why would the Vikings sign him? Aurora's from UNMOW, so yeah. Yeah, when Booney was talking about it, I didn't know Booney was a Vikings guy. Back up to mentor JJ, probably. I mean, that's chill as long as I don't pay him a bunch of money. BPA round 1. Am I stupid? What does BPA mean? Mortuary back chat, you can see it. Look at my my bed is full of my clothes. Best player available, you're right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this draft, I'm not a draft enjoyer this year. I don't think it's really deep, but there's not many like superstars in this one. There's like 2 superstars maybe. I mean, you know, when you look at it, there's like 2 superstars. Young D tackle, running back, inside offensive line. Yeah, interior offensive line. Traded for Gino. I don't know. I said this in the Aurora Discord about in the sports channel when I was talking about it. I need to DM Booney and tell him that I am DireCasting, or maybe I should just join his call, and we can make this the official DireCast. But I don't know. I like to chat. I like to talk to chat and like vibe too when I DireCast, you know. And I don't know how much I would get to do that in there. Okay. We're doing it. Hey, man.
Howdy.
I got the DireCast going, too.
Swag.
Official DireCast. You sound tired.
I just try to be calm before I have to talk for 2 hours.
Nah. Banger alert today, no?
I think so. Theoretically. Should be a banger alert.
Why did Basement Dwellers lose to the Baja Blasters? Do you know? I saw Neptune ring.
I'll try to chalk it up to ringers.
Yeah.
Because they also had fire ringing for Milo. And Neptune ringing for Nyanza, so.
Yeah, I saw Neptune was ringing in like the plays of the week, and it looked like he was going in like sicko mode.
Going kind of dummy hard.
Yeah. Booney, who should we get as QB2? Says Centurion.
Who should we get as QB2?
Aaron Rodgers.
No. There are not a lot of good options.
Jameis Winston.
That would be my pick.
Yeah.
Only because Jameis is funny as hell, so we can get free content for a season at least.
It's true. The horses have left the gates, brothers. God. Bro, we got flamed during my collegiate game today. By the other team. It was crazy.
It's so sad.
We play in like tier 2 in our division because tier 1 has Blinn and Brian Stratton or Stratton or whatever in it, and it's like 2 teams full of just pros, so there's like no point in playing in that division because we're not going to beat them. So we play tier 2 and we're clear cut like the best or second best team in that division. And after map 1 they were like, hey, why do you play tier 2 when you have 3 Masters players? And they just were going in on us for no reason. So sorry, dog.
I feel like that's the problem with a lot of the leagues that are like sorted by rank.
Yeah.
That's why Aurora is kind of swag.
True. 10 mil for goated pump up pregame speeches. True. Let's go eat a W. Why do y'all play in tier 2 with a top 500 tank, a Masters Venture, and Masters support? Dude. It's so funny. It is so funny that they called Tommy a Masters Venture and not a Masters.
Dante Fan has not arrived.
DPS. That is so funny.
That'd be a problem.
Are you in lobby?
Yeah.
What the heck? Told Riddle to
I don't think I have you added.
Yeah. What are your numbers? Are you? Is it zeros?
No, just 2 O's though. I is the 1, and then 1121.
Right. Try no one out if he doesn't know you.
There you go.
I'm thinking Basement Dwellers map 5.
The biggest of map 5 is the Swagosaurus squad. Dwellers tilt. If it's anything before that, I go to the...
Oh, really?
The Dwellers do have EJ ringing here, though. So that's going to be interesting.
I'm a melon head, you know?
I'm also a melon head, but at the same time, also kind of a McChicken enjoyer.
I think if this is him, he flattened me in ranked a couple days ago.
It's probably fancy.
Yeah, I got destroyed. To be fair, we had a sim 1 trick, but also we got crushed. We got fancy fans and melon heads in my chat. Neptune, did I cook on Twitter today or what? Did I cook on Twitter this morning?
Yeah. EJ is there.
I did?
So
Thank you, I
thought
so.
We can start with introduction if you would like for 4 or 5 minutes while they're getting ready.
Okay.
Do you want the PvP or the color duties?
I'll do color because I'm DireCasting too, and I don't want to I don't know, like awkwardly jump. Like I'm not gonna be like muting and unmuting and stuff, but I don't want it to be weird, you know.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll let you know we're on breaks and stuff, so you can start swearing and stuff on your DireCast again as you would prefer to do.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. We don't have to blurt out every other word you say on the highlights video next time.
Come on. It doesn't happen. Chat.
Okay.
Who wins map 1? Tell me.
Bringing us in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hello, everybody. Welcome on in to the Aurora Overwatch Clash, Season 7, Week 7 matchup here between the Keller Hall Basement Dwellers and the Swagosaurus squad. I'll be booting here on your play-by-caster. Join me today will be Dire as well. Is this your first actually official broadcast on the Aurora channel, aside from a DireCast here and there?
Yeah, this is my first real one. It's just been DireCast from before.
Oh, man, he's taking the training wheels off for this one, but it should be a pretty good game for you to do so. It is going to be, of course, Swagosaurus versus Keller Hall. Keller Hall sort of on a skid here recently, but looking to make a strong performance in the playoffs. But Swagosaurus, with this win, in a great position to lock down our 3rd seed, or a much better spot to do so. So a lot on the line here for both these squads here going forward. What do you want to see, or even expect to see going forward here? I know we're talking the break, our thoughts and predictions, but time to let them be public and let the chat shame you if you're wrong.
This is brawly, I think. I think Fancy likes to play like Zarya and Sig. I don't know if Melon's going to let them do that. I think they're going to run it down. They like to play, brawly stuff. They were running Hazard, I think, a couple days, like last game too. But I'm expecting lots of Malga, Ram, Hazard, get in your face and get active. Don't let Fancy and Road Dog play their like kind of slower game and really make stuff happen.
And I know that recently the Swagosaurus squad have sort of found a new look in their composition with the help of one of their coaches. It was going to be the kind of the Bastion Pharah look, which plays really well in their DPS's hero pools and sort of, I should say, equal. It's tough to say because how good Real Dog and Dogma have been playing, but sort of equalize the SR as well in like the DPS role. If you just play Bastion and just kind of melt the enemy tank, it really does make up for that. And then you got Fancy is running around in the front line, just dipping everybody else in the server. So I like that look a lot. Yeah, you're seeing it right now on the stream. Like, look at these hooks, man. Like, there's nothing you can do when McChicken's locked in the server. But it's funny too that Roadhog is like his 3rd best tank so far this season. Like his Zarya and his Sigma have been insane as the O's are. So we are going into our first map shortly. Here we have a quick Discord reset, but it's going to be Oasis, which kind of plays into both styles. We're kind of expecting to see more of a dive look potentially from Keller Hall, with Melon on towards that Hazard, potentially a Winston look. And then you got Fancy on the Roadhog, says Zarya can work on all points as well. So it should kind of be a clash of the of the playstyles almost at open map when we see both teams coming out with their best foot forward.
Yeah, stylistic clashes are fun. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. You're completely fine. I'm just trying to solve for time.
No, I love it when teams play like different kinds of styles, just like and how they adapt so that they can still play their style into what the other guys are doing. Play fast, play slow, like what the other team's trying to do. I love seeing like the matchups and the adjustments the teams make.
And I think with these two teams specifically, you have some really outstanding minds, I suppose, in terms of Overwatch. Like you have Real Dog, who is a very high SR player offering on a DPS, but is really good in communication tournament as well as Fancy, knowing exactly where to go. But on the base controllers there, you're going to have, BBQ. The Doctor is in the house. You're going to have EJ ringing in here today for Dante Fanfan as well, another student of the game, if you would say.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think just a great battle we could be seeing going forward. I hope for Map 5 here, Dyer. I'm going to be completely honest with you, because we're getting towards playoffs. We need these teams to start locking in. I'm done with the 3-0s. We're done with 3 Overwatch here at Aurora. I'm done. I'm sick of it. So I want a good, close, clean game. I want 12 rounds. I want a knockout.
Yeah, I'm expecting a Map 5. I think these teams are going to cook tonight, honestly.
Okay, we're seeing that Freak Bob is... I don't know what's going on here. Freak Bob has now left the game, left Discord. The Mason Dwellers are apparently having an early battle than our actual game, which is going to be their technical setups, because we're already down Dante Fanfan just dying into the ether, and now we have Bunny and Freak Bob fighting for their damn lives in Discord. Oh my god, we're actually going to a map.
This is big stuff from Riddle Dog. The fight starts before the fight starts,
Initiating match.
Sometimes you gotta win that mental game before you get even in the server. But now we are finally going into our first round of Oasis, which, once I see what we actually load into my other monitor, server's dying? Okay, no, we are in.
It's Gardens.
And it's going to be Gardens, which I think is sort of one of those points on Oasis where you can play both these styles and get away with it.
Yeah, I think whatever you want to play, you can make work here.
Yeah, looking at both these sides right now, we're going to have the Diva from McChicken. Some we haven't seen a lot from him recently this season. The only time I can even remember the McChicken Diva was on Map 5 against the Quaddies, and it was still excellent. It is, of course, in Fancy's hero pool, but it's just not really kind of that carry tank that you kind of know him to play.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what this May does, too. This is kind of... this comp is kind of all over the place in my mind. Maybe they're just going to play like more brawly than you would dive with the May, but it'll be interesting. And then the other side, Reaper instead of something to go with the dive as well. So kind of some odd man out picks, but interesting to see how it works out.
Yeah, I got Kyle Pittsburgh coming here for Diva up on the high ground with Chicken flying so low. Going to be the Ire here, and now they use the Kara, use the TP and the Susan. Now Boost capitalized on that one, was sticking out in main. Is going to grab that kill. Now the DPS for Keller Hall have found 2 quick kills here. Real Dog on the high ground trying to build this charge, but just slides right in the arm of Boost. And Melon plus Boost, it is a combo for a reason here.
Yeah.
And it is off to a great start for Keller Hall.
Yeah, McChicken Fancy just taking maybe more damage than they thought they were going to. Gets forced to burn both Jericho cooldowns to keep him alive, and then that's an easy punish if you're Melon.
Yeah, now it's up on this high ground. Basically, it's going to be really tough to break this hold with the Reaper standing up there. Can we dive up there as well with your composition? It's going to be Fancy kind of soul diving up there. Melon does get isolated though. Do they get a pill? But no, BBQ finds Farah.
Farah first dead again.
Yeah, losing this Cure early is never a good sign, especially now. Almost these stagger kills coming through on this Diva, losing out this mech, but nowhere near the opposition. Can't quite get the kills. And BBQ again finds another one, and this Reaper is putting some work inside Hookah. And right now, Keller Hall should make. Yeah, you are being proven incorrect. The Doctor is in. That's all we can say.
Yeah. My question: he's getting in the backline really for free. I don't know if maybe Fancy's getting out over his skis and not able to kind of peel back, but pretty much no problem. He's getting in there and taking first picks so far.
Now the venture swap as well for Rue over early Susan force on Para. Here comes a bit of a peel coming in for the enemy team, but music is Student Rusher, mid-chicken flying in, double on trying to get anything done here, but right now still no clear for either side. Still going to be the losers are exchanged, but with Para down once again, no supports is available right now for the side of Swagosaurus. McChicken go for a slam, not gonna find anything on that one. Melon 1 HP, nowhere near the primal rage, 7% away from that one. Boost has false bomb, but Freak Ball 1 HP. McChicken cleans up that kill. Melon 6 with their primal rage, but Diva flying onto McChicken, finding the Diva
Everything
or
he
fighting the
needs.
Winston.
He got BBQ while he was demec'd. Baby Diva took out BBQ in their backline. He was able to keep that fight going.
Yeah, but still a fairly expensive fight, having to invest both Casino Rushes here. You're gonna have the beat for Wiggle, but potentially Keller Hall, knowing they have slight advantage here, can look for this engage quickly.
Yeah, real quick beat engage maybe.
Looking for a bit of a slow approach here. Wiggle 5% away from that one. Early right support by BBQ, however, here on Milton goes in very aggressively. It will have Primal Rage. Real Dog pops that overclock, but game Primal Rage in the back line gets shut down. Later beat from Wiggle though will keep the team nice and healthy and sustained around this point, but a nice juggle from Melon in the corner. Wiggle caught in the awkward spot, just trying to TP around, trying to stay alive. We do have EJ way in the back, but D-Mech over on McChicken. The 3v1 on EJ, still alive. EJ, the ringer diff, survives
How did he
that.
live?
I don't know.
That's crazy. Riddle Dog's gonna get picked here late maybe. Not quite able to.
Really where they are. BBQ half and forced right away. Could get punished here. Looks like the
No
Wookiees
recall.
took away just in time. But BBQ still 1 HP. But they lose out on the mech. The top shot comes off.
digging that.
We'll find over to BBQ. So down your Reaper, down a massive source of damage. But still, no defensive matrix, no DM for the Swagosaurus, but no problem it appears as the DPS have found 2 quick ones in response. Freak Bob, 9% away from Swagosaurus, but we'll probably hold another one. This Real Dog takes the dome clean off. And that will be a flip here for Swagosaurus. Despite the early pick over on to Fancy, a really good turnaround there for Rue and Real Dog.
Yeah, they use so many cooldowns getting Fancy and then also chasing Riddle Dog out early. They burn the recall, they burn their Wraith form, and then they just get punished on the way back in. It's really good pacing from Swagosaurus squad.
Yeah, no, maybe BBQ is getting caught out, basically in spawn with no Wraith or nothing here, but a quick TP up on the high ground here, force out a Suzu early from Para. Now Suzu's online, but Real Dog cuts down Boost in the back line with a quick turn shot there. Considerations are exchanged, but the kills are here for the Swagosaurus squad. BBQ trying to bring out back to the team, finding one on Para, but it is both supports now down here. And now Milne's still alive, just helping him, pounding on through. Still doing for either side here. Rue 1 HP, doesn't have the dig. And now it's just the Diva on point, but will shut down Boost on the turn. It's a tank on tank, but he got the Diva situation. EJ has a turn 12% away from this beat here. And lose out on the mech. No healing from McChicken. And this could be devastating here. Despite the early picks, we might see a clutch here from Melon on this Winston. Boost coming back here still. It's also from EJ. Close to the beat here. Can drop it down any second here. McChicken on down the hack on Freak Bob. Not gonna be enough to get the kill. The beat just in time, and Freak Bob shuts that down. And right now, Par 1 HP shuts down. Gets tinnitus from EJ on that boot kill. And this has just been clutch fight after clutch fight for both these teams.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the early cap for Keller Hall, too much to overcome.
That was nuts, man. They lost what, 2 first, and they swing it back, get both supports, and the Primal Rage gets 2. Nasty stuff. There's gross stuff from Melon in that fight there.
And Foos didn't use the pulse bomb. We saw Foos hunting for like 3 straight fights for his pulse bomb, but Real Dog shuts that down with the shot. But despite all that, BBQ's charges on him and presses Q, just says damn it all, and just goes crazy with the Death Blossom, and just does enough to get it to a position where Melon can capitalize on that Primal Rage. And now going over on the City Center, which will play better in favor of the dive look we've seen from Keller Hall, and still no swaps here for the side of the Swagosaurus squad. We saw them just kind of getting caught out on the dive, and no swaps. Makes me kind of concerned for their chance of taking this bit of a .3.
Yeah, it seemed like toward the end of the map they were kind of like adjusting their pacing a little bit to pick it up and feel more than try to go aggressive. But like you said, the aggression was just a little too much, and they were able to, you know, get in their back and get more done.
Early Suzu, though, comes out from Freak Bob, so potentially an opening for Swagosaurus squad, but BBQ also searching for an opening over on towards point. Force use Wraith very aggressively here, though, has to get back to the team. Still, no real picks for either side. There's such a tricky point to flip back or even get first control. Wiggle Huggle flying low from Melon, keeping that space on back. McChicken forced retreat over towards the streets area with that Mega, but still, no kills for either side. The point will flip for Keller Hall, giving that away for free. Could be devastating, especially with McChicken falling so low. This mech here has to get out here. Suzu is forced, though, from Para, but keeps Fancy in the mech. Melon going very deep in the backline here. An early wraith is forced again from BBQ. Could be punished by a recall as well from Foos. Points still in favor of Keller Hall Basement Dwellers. And fine, the kills are here. Melon with a primal rage already. Just starts to melt down the opposition here with Wicked Hill down. But Chicken loses the mech. And oh my, he's lighting the kill feed. They are going crazy right now. And now
that feels
30%.
real bad. Yeah, that feels real bad if you're the Swagosaurus squad. That's 30%. You were dying. You gave the point over free. You're dying late. It's tough here. You did get Primal out, I guess, but it's still, you know, not looking great for the Swagosaurus squad on this point.
Between the backline here has the Death Blossom, but doesn't find any kills. Just force out some early cooldowns here. However, they find Real Dog on the back one. EJ 1 HP. McChicken hunting that one down. Down near Lucio to change for the Soldier, and still 1-for-1 with these teams. Blue's trying to get back, but the pulse ball lands on a Rue. Mid dash. Freak Bob and both tough position here has TP away, and now still an equal fight for either side. Freak Bob has Casino Rush. The beat from Wego is there. EJ nowhere near that one, and now the advantage is in the favor. Real Dog has returned the fray as well, close to overclock, but Melon is just stalling up on his high ground, close to their primary potentially. Here could build it with how tough the point is to flip. But EJ does hold on the beat, and they use Casino Rush. This is actually pretty big for Keller Hall.
Yeah, this is a big fight for Keller Hall. Both support ults, they're gonna lose surely, but they're stalling this forever. They got both support out. Support ults out.
Yeah, definitely not bad whatsoever, especially with how close Melon is close to another Primal Rage as well.
Building them up so fast.
You're gonna, I mean, like you said, you're gonna have both support almost here. They're gonna have Tectonic Shock and Overclock, but we saw Real Dog's last Overclock was just instantly shut down. The Primal Rage from Melon, potentially looking for another similar play to that. But we'll see. Swagosaurus now in control, like we were saying, tough to flip this point, especially now with a D.Va considering a Winston with much tougher weapon. Chicken losing the mech fairly quickly in most of these fights is definitely shocking, but Real Dog comes out with the Overclock, met with the beat from EJ. BBQ is up on the high ground here as well, forcing Real Dog to trying to just slide away for now. Can't find too much from this one. They're going to dive over on the Soldier, no slide. Now Melon has Primal Rage once again. Decide to use it here. Power 1 HP gets around the, gets just over the wall just in time. But Root might touch position, and now it's just gonna be McChicken and Wigga go on this point. No ult for them to use. And the flip will come here. McChicken can't get the touch. This could be a stagger here. This could just be the map.
He's getting staggered. Now he's got to jump off. You do have your Sombra Venture, so you get a touch, and you definitely get a decent stall with the Venture. Sure, died late, so maybe not. But this is looking bad. Coming back in, coming into the Primal. And the Kitsune Rush.
I mean, Rue used the Dick to touch. They're going to have that stall potential here now. He's getting chased on down. And Power TPs and Suses as well. No cooldowns here for the Kiriko. BBQ finding 2 of Death Blossom in the Casino Rush, and that will just be it. Keller Hall off to a great start here on this dive. Look, shut down the Swagosaurus squad and take our first match.
Yeah, that's nasty. Their dive is just so aggressive. You can see Fancy trying to peel back and get him off of Riddle Dog in that fight where he OC'd. But there's 5 people on Riddle. He's just gonna fall. You can't keep him alive long enough. It's just good focus fire in the Basement Dwellers. Oh, this is EJ.
This fight.
That's crazy.
I don't understand how that fight works. How EJ stays alive through all that. That's an incredible showing from the ringer. But with that being said, we're going to set us to a quick map break. Do not go anywhere, or Overwatch Clash will continue after this. Clear.
That's nasty.
That's disgusting.
Melon moment.
Melon heads
Chat,
rise.
Melon heads rise,
We're feasting.
I told you, chat. Melon wins games. That's just what Melon does. The Basement Dwellers 1 map 1. Only 18%? Really? That's it? Chat, map 2. Hang on, what are we going to? Let me see. Kings Row. We're going Kings Row, chat. What do we think about Kings Row? Who's winning this one? Interesting to take a team with Melon on it to Kings Row, in my opinion.
Fire Bastion. I'm feeling Fire Bastion right now.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be miserable if Melon plays Mog into that. Let's get fried. Malatra, dude, I hate the Rams back, and like is decent again. I hate playing against that character. I know you're not gonna agree because I saw you get like a 5K or something.
I still hate Ramatra so much.
Yeah.
He's so boring.
Yeah, I've been playing him more, and I'm like enjoying him more, but I hate playing against him. It's just so annoying.
He's a lot less boring now though with the burst perk.
Yeah.
So you don't only play half the time, you can actually do something in your non-nemesis form, but yeah, it's still
Yeah.
kind of miserable to actually play.
Yeah. The cripple plus shotgun is the thing where you throw the vortex and it like instantly stops all momentum. Is that intended? 'Cause that feels like a bug to me.
like the burst thing.
Like you throw the vortex and it just instantly stops all your momentum completely. Like you just can't move for a second.
No, I think that I mean, I don't think they've confirmed it, but it is a bug where they swapped his block damage damage reduction and his slow percentage. I think is what someone found. Like he's slowing for 8% and blocking for 40.
Initiating match.
Okay,
I
yeah,
think
it feels
someone has found that out.
so terrible to play against. I hate it.
Okay, records are updated. I am good to go. Ready to hop up again?
Mhm.
Okay, bring us in 3, 2, 1. And welcome on back, everybody, to the Aurora Overwatch Clash, Season 7 Week 10 matchup between Swagosaurus Squad and the Keller Hall Basement Dwellers. We saw the Swagosaurus Squad really struggle into the Keller Hall Basement Dwellers on a waste in this dive look, but now taking us to a King's Row, opting to take away from that GameStop more to a brawly look, which we've seen Swagosaurus have great success on this season. So not shocking to see him take it here. What do you expect to see here from both these teams, Dire?
You were saying it in the break. The Farabations kind of look disgusting for them. Fancy Zarya is, I don't know if it's their best character, but it's one of them for sure. He's just a demon on that. So
In this
I
league,
think
it is for
this
sure.
Yeah, I think this is good. This is a really good choice. Well, I was saying I don't know if I agree into a team with Melon on it, but like you said, the Farabashian comes out and it's looked good for them so far. We'll see if they can keep that up.
Attackers incoming.
Yeah, it has been one of their favorite looks last couple weeks. Almost got them the reverse sweep against the Quaddies, so it is a great comp form, great look. We'll see if they can build upon it here, but now Nesquik's up on the high ground. Looking to play a bit more split from the squad right now. With Don Wagler in the sky, it's tough, but BBQ's just on fire with just the conch mine. Gonna pay for it with their own life, but a great exchange. Honestly, I'd take that trade every day of the week, and now a very split approach here now for Swagosaurus and Melon just dives on in, and just the chaos that has been stewed in the background here, just a block on a Fancy, not alignment chicken to get the damage in over onto this hazard, shuts it down, and a great wall on the Wiggle Higgle. And yeah, that will just be point 8 going the way Keller Hall as they break the far bastion open like a can opener.
Yeah, I don't know if BBQ just read how they were gonna play, but they were 4-man stacked in the choke, and you just mined over and nuked. I think it was Dongwag, or maybe I'm wrong. He nuked somebody straight out of the gate. He's doing so much damage because they're just so grouped up.
He nuked fire. He took the Curie out
Was
the
it
fight.
fire?
Which is
Oh,
huge.
yeah.
But now Melon set up on his high ground, looking and just licking his chops, looking for any potential dive targets. They're looking again, this backline beast, another nuisance once again. But you look at Real Dog, 85% to an artillery strike fairly early here, doing a lot of damage that last fight, but Mid-Chicken flying fairly low here, forced to pop out life bubbles, and still very back and forth. Free pop, it has a Casino Rush. Now Mid-Chicken is in a tough spot. They use the artillery strike to try to protect their Zarya. But still Mid-Chicken in tough position. Susan comes out from fire just in time. The ground town server Mid-Chicken has fallen. And now the grab from EJ is there to keep him alive through this pressure. And now here come the staggers, here comes the push from Keller Hall. The cart continues to move.
They're great tempered aggression. I mean, you can't really go while the Zarya has bubbles up. They're forcing the bubbles early, and then they're able to drop the Kitsune Rush and really get in there. They use the grab to try and stay alive for Fancy, not able to. That's a big ult to use and lose with.
And now BBQ close to Tire here has it online. Ready to unleash it from behind the train station. Casino Rush comes out here though from fire, but really nobody take advantage of this one just yet. They're placed far back. Oh. They use the downpour here, but Chicken caught. He has both bubbles as well, but the defensive barrage is just in time to shut down Melon. Don Wagler keeping McChicken alive through the pressure. The defensive use of the deepest ultimates have been pretty good so far from Swagosaurus.
Oh, yeah.
They do finally stabilize here at the back end of B.
Yeah,
And
that's a
now-
good fight to win. They're gonna have to come so far
Yeah.
back to get another push. This is
And
beat
also
play
do it
defense
either.
with. Yeah.
Dongwagger though, a little far out here. Look at caught before it's awesome both from a chicken, but BBQ shutting down this Junkrat.
That
will
is
probably just be it.
a charge Zarya you're walking into.
Beaming him down.
And it goes both ways. You know, they were playing really grouped barbecue or BBQ. Gets the early pick. That's all great, well and good. But when the fights start to slow down, and McChicken Fancy has time to, you know, burn the bubbles, get some charge, the Junkrat's is going to have him like he is now. Does 100 charge all the time, doing insane damage. Farming grabs so fast. BBQ falls first again.
Yeah, they're down for a second. They're trying to push through on this one, but you do have Nesquik over on the side area in this alleyway using the overclock, but it is met with a beat from Wiggle. He'll shut down both these important ultimates here, so a great play again from the Swagosaurus squad, playing this so fundamentally well. McChicken does get walled off, however, falling very low. Suzu comes out for the return casino here from Fire. Gets right back in here with that turret form as well from Real Dog. Keller Hall cannot push into this one. McChicken 50% away from another Graviton Surge. That's only really close to being online.
Going back, I'm not even sure they needed that beat from Wiggle Higgle. I know they overclocked and tried to swing on it, but they kited the Kitsune Rush so far, so well. I'm not even sure that they needed that.
EJ 8% away here from the beat, and now the artillery strike on top of the Graviton Surge. No beat from EJ to respond to that one. Now Melon just getting melted on point here. Swagosaurus squad showing why this Bar Bastion look has been their bread and butter so far last couple weeks here.
Yeah, I mean, the Zarya is so charged. All the damage coming in on the way in between the Bash and the Pharah. It's just hard to walk in here. And now you're walking into a Dong Waggler. Barrage probably gets a bubble. I don't know, probably has moving Barrage. This is going to look pretty tough to walk into.
The wall will kind of force Dongway to drop for a couple seconds there, but we'll get right back in time. Here comes the bubble in as well as the moving Barrage pull perk. There's so much going on. And the Ajax as well on the EJ.
Oh no.
A fantastic team play there from Swagosaurus squad. The bubble, the pull, and the barrage on top of it all. And now a minute and a half for Keller Hall and Swagosaurus looking like just a steel curtain right now, immovable.
Yeah, this is a hard defense to walk into. They're gonna have the downpour, but between the bubbles and the Suzu, that's a good early pick. And the Suzu, the downpour got 3.
Yeah, would have got all 4, but McChicken had used the bubble just trying to stay alive here. McChicken's just trying to escape with energy here with the Wiggle Higgle, but the wall is there. Melon on the chase. They're hunting them down. They cannot get out.
They're not getting out of there.
And just a devastating early pick to Nesquik with a hero play.
Yeah.
Shuts down the Kiriko, and that gets him point B.
Yeah, no chance to touch. Can't Suzu the downpour when you're dead. That's a really good pick from Nesquik.
Yeah, and I believe Fancy had just a bubble there early in the fight as well, so didn't have a second one. Just could only really save themselves. And on BBQ taking on early here once again. But the cart continues to move both DPS now out of the fray as the big pull from Dogwagger in the sky. Can they get the kill on the EJ? EJ 1 HP, but the wall from Melon will keep the team alive.
It's a great wall. Melon swapping? Ram, that's what I figured we were going to. Ram plays so well into Zarya. I don't know, it's going to be tough to try and live into this in fashion Pharah no matter what. But I think this is a good swap. Grab hit 3. Oh no!
A huge artillery strike!
Look to the skies, it's coming in.
And oh my lord almighty. Someone called in the tactical nuke as the Real Dog shows his skill and misses the nade jump, but we don't talk about that on stream. We just talk about the big artillery strike.
He'll get the next one.
Yeah, for sure.
That was nasty. And another aggressive ult.
DBQ down first here again. They have found their target for Swagosaurus squad, and it is the captain. He's a doctor who heals people. He doesn't fight.
We might need to get a swap over to something a little bit more mobile. That's McChicken's first look every time. He's getting anything that can give him movement speed. He just runs straight into BBQ with his undercharge and tries him overclock.
Nesquik comes out here with the overclock, but Dongwagger has the barrage as well as the beat on top of it. Too tough to melt. And that's going to be another fight win here. And Freak Bob used the Casino Rush on that one as well. A 2-all for 2-all exchange. And Swagosaurus once again coming flawless.
These pull barrages are so clean from Dongwagger. Doing so much work with them. And they're going to be walking into grab for the last fight. EJ's got to get this beat.
Yeah, 9% away. This amp should do it though. Melon was critical, but they get healed right up by EJ. And now here comes the ooh, very close to the Ajax. But the boop is rolling at Melon off the map. Wiggle Wiggle shuts that down. EJ cannot respond one of their own. And now the artillery strike on the point to stave off any contesters. And that will just be Keller Hall again, just about 25 meters through point C. But that'll be the end of the line.
That's just a great defensive comp for them to be able to play. They can play slow when they want to go aggressive. With McChicken has bubbles in charge. They can just run people down. It's tough to walk into that.
I mean, there's just, as a fellow tank player, there's just nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Walking into that comp, the Pharah, the Bastion, on top of the hard charge fancy Zarya, there's just nothing you can select to make it work. So, I mean, we saw that Hazard was doing fairly well enough with the blocking, but it's just simply not enough if you can't take care of the DPS line.
Yeah, again, I don't know if Cass from BBQ is the best choice there. I don't really know what you play. Maybe Ashe and play further back. Try and pressure out the Bash and try and pressure out the...
Ready for battle.
Oh, match the Pharah here instead.
Oh, okay.
Interesting adaptation. I like the idea of it, though. Kind of splits Real Dog's attention, as well as they don't really have a hard hit scan to mark you, so...
Yeah.
If you can just play safe and just melt in some damage and force out a Suzu or a bubble, you've done your job, so... But Melon is going to stick with this Ramatra here instead, not opting for the Hazard on point A. And Freak Bob... Immortality Field seemingly feeling more important to them over the Suzu, which, in terms of long sustained damage that Fancy can deal out, I like the idea of the longer Immortality potential from the field.
Yeah. It could also be to help pressure Dawn Waggler a little bit more. You know, it's got the hit scan in the bat. Pretty good at dealing with Pharah. Way too much damage on that character. That could be part
Very
of it.
balanced.
Support characters.
Real Dog showing a bit of Widowmaker there beside. This is not my gold comp lobby. That ain't gonna work here. Got like a pretty early cut to next quick sleep on the high ground, but fairly split approach right now for his Swagosaurus squad. Couple through main, one through hotel, up on the high ground. They are displaying this attention. BBQ
Target number one
melted.
again.
Yeah, the Immortality Field is just melted immediately there as well for McChicken. They're gonna exchange out on Forest here though, so still 1-for-1. McChicken only 25 energy, not too terrifying just yet. They're gonna give potentially a tick over as well with Melon having to use that shield. Has to play back a little bit here, but no, not gonna claim that first tick either yet. The hotel push once again from McChicken here. But they're marking that now with BBQ back to the fray, can knock down, throw some rockets in that general vicinity of Fancy. Not a lot of Zarya to get in position, and right now, this split approach not doing too much right now. BBQ just focus all attention on main, as nothing's really dying for either side. Just get BBQ down again here. But Immortality Field over on towards the point, and still really no big advantage for your side. Finally, a Real Dog coming alive on the Bastion. Kills two. I know Immortality Field as well from Freak Bob will probably just be point A, and the slow and steady approach will be good enough here for Swagosaurus to finally break through.
Yeah, very slow and steady, just really measured. Like you said, I don't hate this Pharah swap either, but I don't know if I like it with the Baptiste. On the other side, you have the Kiriko. You can just fire the healing Ophidah up at her. There's not really anyone to heal this Pharah, and BBQ's kind of getting punished for it. Even getting taken out by... Oh, wow.
Way downtown, Real Dog laying that grenade over next quicks.
He's kind of just getting poked down. You even saw him die to, like, Lucio in that last fight. He's just not able to get sustained up at all, really. It's looking hard for him to stay alive. This is so much poke on the way in, man.
Wiggle Higgle is moonwalking his point forward. Looking like wins back in the day.
That's Aura.
That is Aura. I will give Wiggle Higgle that. That's just straight Aura.
Early. Oh no!
Surge,
It's coming.
Strike. Oh, here it is. The tactical nuke.
That is gross. They know what they're doing with this. This is, like you said, their bread and butter, and they're feeling it.
Your only consolation prize is you probably get another contest here on point B, and they had to use Graviton. Yeah. Oh, you probably don't need it more now with BBQ down.
They might go for it. They're going to have 4 ults. They could throw Bob on their Annihilation from Melon. They might go for it.
They're kind of set up for it here, but I mean, yeah, it is a casino rush, but you got to play for it here. You got to Annihilation out her as Bob over on towards the point here. EJ is down, can't use the beat as Wicked Hill responds with one of their own. A big burn in the background though on top of the slow. A lot of low members here for Swagosaurus squad burning on up. DDQ swapping on the legs to get a last second contest here with the squad. Now, no ult for each team except EJ's beat coming back from the spawn. Melon is there, has the form pretty close here. DQ on the flank here, doesn't get the beat!
Oh no.
And gets taken on down Domwager with a barrage here as well to stave off any aggression in the alleyway. Got caught on a rainy London night with a man with a knife in the alley. You hate to see it. Check the crime rates, bruv. It's tough to see. And now 4.5 minutes in the dime bank to get 25 meters.
Melon's grasping for answers too. Swaps to mirror the Zarya.
Yeah,
And that was tough. They used the Annihilation but couldn't go aggressive because of the Bastion in the Kitsune rush. Just real hard to stay alive. And again,
Jesus Christ.
Speaking of hard to stay alive.
Solo grab, artillery strike on top, but why not?
Yeah, go contest, DJ.
Yeah, get him, champ. That'll be Swagosaurus taking King's Row in a dominant fashion there.
Yeah, that's a dominant map, and you gotta if you are the basement toys, you gotta go to something divey. You cannot play Brawl into this. Oh no.
Epic. Alright, at least he showed the amount of skill needed for that tracking there at the end, or else it would have been a completely undeserved play of the game. But now he did that one kill.
Yeah.
I'll give it to Real Dog. We'll give it to the Commissioner. Now,
Just missed the missed grenade bounce up to the high ground though.
good thing to cut that out.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after a short map break. Anywhere, do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see where Color Hall goes for map 3 after this. Clear.
What is this Booney guy saying? Talking about getting stabbed. What the? I gotta shoot this guy in my chat. Hang on. Here we go. That was gross. You said it. I don't know what you're supposed to play into that as a tank. Chad, how do you play into that? If you're a tank player, how do you play into that comp? What do you do against that? Die? Is that it? Do you just die? We're going to Gibraltar, chat. Who's gonna win Gibraltar? What do you think? Map 3, who wins?
Watch for Gibraltar. Yep, makes sense.
Yeah, there's no way you can. This is where Fancy played Hog.
Hog, yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, there's no match in that brawl. I don't know what you're supposed to do against that. Low-key.
Corey theorized you go like Sigma and you're like Pocket and Ash on the high ground. You just play so far away.
Yeah. Your Sigma just plays to live the whole time. Nope, your DPS win the game.
Mm-hmm. Which, it makes sense that he made for our team because we have Sky on our teams.
Yeah.
He can probably do it.
Yeah.
But,
that's what I did my first season when I had Sidon and Kevin. Just played Sigma and didn't feed.
Yep.
Then lost to you.
Yeah, sadly we had Akua and Corey you could match.
Yeah. Corey went like sicko mode in that finals.
He's never done anything like that since or before.
He was destroying us. I was like, what the fuck?
It's like Bobby Portis in the finals against the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah. Going in any minute here, chat. Update score? You're so right. 1-1 in this banger match that we've got coming up. We might see some hog here. Chat, this might be the time we might get some fancy hog. You're the only gambler? Unfortunate. Neptune, you're one to say Gur Ringers. Didn't you go nuclear for the Baja Blasters when they beat the basement dwellers the other night? I don't know if you're still here. But didn't you go, like, psycho mode in that game when you rang? Or did I make that up? You might not even be here anymore. I am, and I did, except for the 2 maps I lost. Well, there you go.
Alrighty.
Arriving at watch point.
Bringing us in
Initiating
5,
match.
4, 3, 2, 1. And welcome back, everybody, to the Overwatch Clash Season 7, Week 7 matchup here between Swagosaurus Squad and Keller Basin Dwellers. We just saw the Swagosaurus Squad take the haymaker on Oasis, but returned with an even greater uppercut there on King's Row, just decimating the Keller Basin Dwellers. And now we're going over on to Watchpoint Gibraltar.
Ready for
Kind of something we were talking about in the break is you want to see him go more to that dive look, and we're going to probably the dive map in our pool so far this season.
Yeah, this is the right choice, but the Swagosaurus squad does not want to deal with dive. You got Hog Torb and a Brig on a backline. This is gonna be really hard to play any kind of dive into, actually. And they're gonna teleport high ground with a rush comp. Hang on a minute. They did their homework, I think. Oh, come on.
Ball? Yeah, TP the ball.
They were cooking
So-
with something, though. I liked that for a minute.
5, 4,
Melon Hog?
2.
We got a hog off on Gibraltar.
Attackers incoming.
Got ourselves a damn ham sandwich here in Watchpoint Gibraltar.
What is happening?
Melon
know
just
what just
got
happened.
the hog experience.
Hooked in, whipped out, antied, caught on fire, Suzu'd, got everything in the
Slept.
book. Yeah.
And
Lived,
now
somehow.
the swap over on the Winston.
Or is it?
Now Diva. Melon, you know your team is playing the game, right?
Trying to find an answer to this. I don't know what the answer is. This is so anti-dive, it's insane.
Longwagger on point here. Ooh, nice little dink over into Boost. Force the Tracer away for a couple seconds here, but the point's still moving here. Real Dog. BBQ finally gains some revenge for King's Row there. Gets the first blood back on Real Dog.
Chicken taking a
Now
lot of
McChicken
damage.
being
He's
forced away here
basically
as
his whole
well.
heal.
Yeah, McChicken is falling so low. The point will start to move forward here, however. Turret trying to take the 1v5 there in the front lines.
Keep
A
winning.
salute to our fallen friend. Oh, a nice hook from
Fancy,
McChicken.
nice hook. Yeah. He's playing
the
ranked
honor
right
out of the
now.
way.
Look at him. He's just in there.
The daddy-daughter dance there, not looking too good there for EJ. As a Torbjorn, it could be too much and just dives to the pig pen. My lord. When you're dying to pig pen, you know the series might just be over.
Yeah, it's looking tough. I mean, they did get a lot of free.
A decent
push.
amount of progress.
Yeah, like I said, Fancy's just playing ranked. He's just doing whatever they want to do on. in this
Yeah, but now
Roblox.
they're anti kind of stuck down here.
Oh.
Boost does get taken down on the side. McChicken has the bait for just long. The hook through the
Wow.
field. Excuse me, did anybody else see that on my screen? That's unethical for McChicken.
That's fancy gift.
That's against at least 3 laws of Geneva Convention, I'm
The
sure
shield
of it,
means
but
nothing.
oh, the hammer kill. Oh.
Stagger on the
Oh,
crunch.
the
Not quite.
squinch, not gonna be quite there. McChicken is anti. They might get paid for the hubris here. Melon finally, mercifully dies. Got 2 mechs in that.
That's a long time, and this is where this comp gets really hard to kill. Like, you can get the free push with Tracer on the cart. It does take out Riddle Dog, too. And fire, wait a minute.
Wait, boost. That's
Boost
done.
moment?
Done fairly good here in the back line. Takes down 2. I can push on the high ground here. Now boost alive in the back line here and put some pressure, but the turret on point has such good sight lines, keeping boost in check here. Dawnwalker 1 HP forced to use that overload, but 7 HP from Boost has to just blink around for their lives here. The nano molten core! Melon takes that nano as well. BBQ 1 HP, but the Bob comes on out. A lot of Qs being pressed here.
no,
Whole hog on the point is melting EJ. Boost recalling as well up on this high ground once again, but Melon just has to get out with their mech, and they will do just that. Real Dog on the chase though, on the hunt. This is
Free
tough.
Bob. Look out, man. Oh, no. McChicken finds him in the back. This is, like I said, this is where this comp turns into a fortress. You have so many angles. McChicken's able to basically do whatever he wants. He's been doing.
Oh, the
Another
hook.
nasty
Oh,
hook.
EJ is
Oh,
out of the defense range. He's right
that-
there of Melon.
that might be the map. It wasn't
Yeah.
expensive. Last fight was really expensive for the Swagosaurus squad, but I don't think it matters.
They'll have a
There's,
bomb, I guess.
Diva bomb, pulse bomb.
McChicken's anti-boom boost. That Torb turret on top of the server room.
Hooked out of the
Hook
remake.
mid-mech. And BBQ just running it down main on the legs. Cannot get it to work. And now will be Swagosaurus squad holding in a great position. Watch point Gibraltar as the Torbjorn is still alive and well. Rumors of his death were greatly exaggerated.
It's just, I mean, it's so hard to get into the backline, into this Brigana backline with the Ashe at their side. And then while you're kind of floundering trying to get back there, Fancy's walking around in your backline, hooking everything and killing your whole team. It's just hard to break. There's no answer for that defensive comp right there. Especially, you know, this is your map choice. You take it here, you think you can play dive into them, you think that's your advantage, and then that happens. That does not feel good.
Mauga.
It's
That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
it's the crab thing, right? Everything's like evolving into crabs. Every
Everything leads back to Amalgam
every
meta.
Overwatch comp evolves back into Amalgam meta. Yeah. It is a good answer for Hog, but McChicken not hovering the Hog at least, not hovering it right now,
Boost.
not playing it.
Boost Echo here. I would have liked to see the Echo on the attack probably
Yeah.
instead, you know, from either like a BBQ or Foos, because put some pressure on the Torbjorn, not allowing to get as much value as they potentially did there. But yeah, complete combo swap here, double flex as well. But the TP Jerker Queen is what's on the menu here right now.
Sees the market. They do not care. They're going for it.
Oh my
Oh,
lord.
those stickies.
The stickies and the anti from Freak Bob.
Yeah. Oh, no, Melon.
Just, quite a lot there. Melon, they will get away from a chicken. Building up a little bit towards that rampage fairly fast, and finding Boost takes the air pressure away, and now Freak Bob is just being run on down.
Oh my gosh. That aggressive is insane. Aggression is crazy.
7 meters though. And now Melon.
Oh,
The wall catches him. A great wall from Dawnwalker shuts
Yeah.
down Melon, and yeah, that's her high ground gone.
yeah, the only person on the Swagosaurus squad who can really do anything with high ground is Ashe. So it's really going to be, you know, Riddle Dog versus BBQ on the high ground while everyone else kind of brawls it out. Melon over to Winston.
They Tower walled off for a second there, but EJ able to break it in time to get the heal and a critical BBQ. Melon has to jump up and down here. Ooh! Long range icicles there from down where it lands on the EJ, force out an early Suzu. It's a great exchange of cooldowns now here for side of Swagosaurus squad. Grill Dog will fall eventually here, but the cart continues to move forward here as McChicken just walking that straight down Main Street. Up this wall, they have Nano for Freak Bob. Melon probably looking for that one here soon, but the Blizzard on point. Does not get my down, but can they get the touch?
BBQ got in there.
BBQ's there, the Rampage from McChicken. Only gonna find Melon, but now gets rush and then exchange here. A lot of ult being dumped in this fight, but coming out on top. It appears to be Swagosaurus squad as they do get the 3 quick kills right back to back to back. As Melon on point, 20% away towards the Primal Rage, will not get that nearly in time. As the Soul Read to swap off the Roadhog for Swagosaurus squad brings them right to match point.
Yeah, they knew something about that comp on that defense. That aggression was incredible. Riddle Dog just aim training in the back line, able to get his picks when you need them. And there's just so much damage coming out from these comps that they're deciding to play. It's just real hard for the basement dwellers to get anything going. They got a great read on what they're trying to do on these maps.
And now you've used your escort. You're going in like a flashpoint or a push now, which I can bet what the Swagosaurus squad are going to run on that one, but we will see what they are going to run. Nice as break, don't go anywhere. Overwatch Clash continues after this short break. Clear.
Playing just whatever they want and dominating on it. But it's like they're playing whatever they want, kind of, it feels like, but it's like the perfect picks. It's weird. Freak is a lot of fun. Hazard, he's fun. You cast Rocket League? What is that? Chat, Fancy Hog went crazy.
The chat? Is he stream sniping?
Fancy Hog went crazy. No wonder they had the read. No wonder. Chat, who's gonna win map 4? Yeah, I'm casting. Yeah. I think losing Gibraltar is like worst case scenario by a lot.
I would agree.
Because now, like you said, you either go to like, I feel like they have to go to Esperanza, right? It's the only.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you can even like. Yeah, it's the only thing you can like try and play dive on. If you pick Flashpoint, you're gonna get Zarya, Bash, and Pharah run on you. You probably get a run on you here. Trevin, right now Swagosaurus squad is up, and they've looked incredible in the last 2 maps. They've looked fantastic. And apparently word on the street from Booney is that the basement dwellers get boomed. Word on the street is the basement dwellers can get boomed pretty easily. And after you just pick Gibraltar and get crushed on it, someone's going to need to do a mental welfare check on that team right now.
Alrighty. Bringing us in 3, 2, 1. And welcome back, everybody, to the Overwatch Clash Season 7 Week 7 matchup here between Swagosaurus Squad and Keller Hall Basement Dwellers. And we're now seeing Keller Hall with their backs up against the wall, and they are absolutely in desperate territory here, losing out on their choice of Watchpoint Gibraltar to the Swagosaurus Squad, who can now basically control their destiny here going forward in the series. we're talking that Esperanza are really the only map you can choose because between this or
Yeah.
Flashpoint, basically. So a rough spot now for Keller Hall to try to bounce back from.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you're gonna see this Zarya Bastion fair either way. I don't think you could have taken them to a Flashpoint map. I think this was the only real option. They're not gonna try and play any of their dive stuff though. They're gonna run, or at least they're hovering some like a crazy rush brawl style with Junkrat Reaper.
5, 4, 3,
Who knows what the other two picks are gonna be?
1.
Tracer from
Objective
Boost.
unlocks in
Makes
30
sense.
seconds.
So yeah, I mean the probably just play now for the Melon go run down the Bastion or something.
Yeah.
Try to kill at least something in the composition before we die.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be like we were talking about on King's Row, really measured aggression. Because if you go too early, he's just gonna get bubbled and you're dead.
Yeah, it might be what Foos kind of for here on the Tracer as well. May try to force out a defensive bubble onto support. We'll see how they decide to approach this composition here. They decide to take this fight. A lot of early damage though in from Dom Wagler over on towards the cart. We'll force him back for now. Foos falling fairly low here, has to recall away.
Yeah, this is
Still
gonna be a
just
long
think-
first fight. This is gonna be a long
Yeah.
phase in this fight with these comps, I think.
They just can't take any space
Yeah.
either side basically right now. As Dom Wagler controls this guy's BBQ falling so low. Early super from Freak Bob, that might be the go button now for Swagosaurus. That's coming around here with the turret form out from Real Dog. EJ gets caught out. Losing out on your Lucio. Will be a massive loss here. BBQ trying to get in. Try to look at his Bastion, but gets melted down. 5-minute chicken at just the last second here. Real Dog 4 to HP, but will sustain through it. This fight is still technically going on as Freak Bob has Casino Rush. Should decide to invest into it here. Boost 10% away from the fall from as
Hey,
well.
have people back. They're going for it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Casino Rush comes
Melon.
out here. Souza comes out here. Fuzba can't get the
Oh,
ball
good
for one
knife.
time. But Real Dog takes himself out.
You saw no
The
other
only who can
option.
kill Real Dog is Real Dog. And still a 4-on-4 on the point, but a big advantage on it with fire with the Casino Rush. Walks one down. Finally, it appears Swagosaurus have taken this first fight and taking advantage of the bot.
Yeah, great re-aggression with the Kitsune Rush. They just can't get as aggressive as they need to into this comp. Like, whoever you go on's getting bubbled. They kited that back well enough. It's so hard for them to actually get in. They're doing a really good job of taking. It kind of feels like they're taking Melon out of the game. They're not letting Melon kind of do what they want to do and really get aggressive. Early grab.
Oh, it's a big early grab. The Souza comes out on top of a dodge. Not nearly enough. BBQ trying to find one on a Real Dog, but will that be enough as Foos? Oh, my goodness gracious. Dong Waggler
Playing
is that one,
Widowmaker
and
on
that's
that
going to be a
Pharah.
checkpoint.
Sniping them.
Yeah, it's like you said, there really is just no answer to this competition right now. And the third stick up from Real Dog as well, lays on down some pressure. Freak Bob does have the Suzu, and they do get the pulse stick over onto Real Dog. Sebastian is out of the way,
they got
but the
bubbles
flank
out too.
has been punished here. Using the beat here from EJ, just trying to get the bot back in their favor for a fight. Just try to get into position here. Fire trying to find Smell, but Melon 1 HP will sustain through that pressure. Not enough. Dongwaggler has turned the prey. Wiggle Hill got the moves around the
so
cart.
long.
Dongwaggler forced out a recall and will just heroically run the other direction.
Wiggle Higgle looks
big
so
investment there.
long. They were able to take Melon out because he couldn't focus him. And that's rough.
And now they all got good spawns as well.
Oh, Freak Bob.
Melon is nowhere near right now. They have to back up. They can't hold the space. BBQ caught out here, stuck running around. Melon
They can
finally
just take
returning
trades
back
for the
to the
rest of the map
fight.
if they want to. Dongwaggler has his ult. Probably doesn't have the
One bubble.
the suction yet.
Here comes the rampage. It's a 5-man rampage, but Suzu clips off 3.
And the beat.
Suzu and beat. Just simply too much for Melon to break him through. Freak Bob though has a casino for the contesters, so they decided to go for here. Foos.
And they flipped the
Comes
map.
in
They're
from the
running away with the
pulse
bot. They're
bomb.
out of here.
This is
They flipped the
They get
map on that
checkpoint.
queen ult. It's gone.
Consider Free Pop on the high ground is getting mashed here by fire. Losing for Wilson potentially here.
Mural's
Let's use
Real
it back
Dog's
online, and now
Oh
Melon
my.
melted in the front line. Real Dog headshot on the falling Tracer, on the falling Star. And there's going to be more push here, and now at 100 meters or so before next fight breaks out, you got to wonder, is Keller Hall even really in this anymore? Yeah.
It doesn't
It's
seem
tough.
like it. Melon onto Winston. I mean, you jump in and you get your target gets bubbled and then you get Bastion fried. No. They're gonna have their Bastion Zarya combo.
Don't even need it.
They don't need it. Yep.
Yeah,
was a sad Winston.
That's a sad scientist right there. And Foos just running around, just trying to pad stats at this point. In the back line, but Wiggle give the mark, and Tom Wagler again.
Again, these long range
With the prediction rockets. Shuts that down. And I mean, this is Power in the chat, let him know.
Para's cooking.
And you have the bubble for the Suzu and the pulse bomb, and that's gonna be that's gonna do it.
That is a filthy, nasty composition to try and play into. And they're running it to perfection.
Yeah.
Play
It's,
of the game.
Just dominance on 3 straight maps. Even when they didn't run it, just dominance.
Not Gibraltar, yeah, they didn't need that composition. Running the Roadhog.
Donglag
Worked
doing
well enough.
so much damage from range. I mean, McChicken's playing patiently on the Zarya, getting bubbles off when he needs them for his teammates, not just for himself. Tough comp to play into.
Yeah, and you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna give some shout outs to our community members, such as you, Dire. So if you want to get the MVP interview, you're going to go watch the DireCast, because we're gonna end here on the main channel. We're gonna give you exclusive content over on the Dire channel. So if you want to get the MVP interview, go ahead on over there. If not, if we're saying goodbye to you right now, we will do so. And we thank you all so much for tuning in for the 3-1 victory here for Swagosaurus Squad. Our next game is going to be on Saturday. We have 3 matches, 2 at 7 and 1 at 9. So stay tuned to the Discord to find out who is going to be being streamed. Yeah, with that being said, for Dire, I've been Booney. Have a great rest of the night, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great evening.
Good night, guys.
All right, Dire. You're the man of the hour now. You're the only one live. Who are we interviewing? Who are we talking to here?
We're looking at Dong Waggler.
Looking at Dong Waggler?
Is the word on the street. I don't know where they are, how to get them.
Megalodon Swaggler, so I can go ahead and pull him in.
Yeah.
Like a Kobe game.
There he is. Dong Waggler, you were voted MVP for this game. Congratulations.
Let's go!
Yeah, good game. Congratulations. First, I want to ask you about that comp, Bastion Farah. Why are you committing war crimes in the server? Who came up with that? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
I mean, Farah is just good, and then Bastion just makes it so nobody can run over Fancy. So they can't do anything to us.
Yeah, and you're good. You're good at Farah. That was some gross stuff you guys were doing. And then
Thank you.
The Roadhog on Gibraltar. Fancy kind of felt like he was just running around in their backline, just doing whatever he wanted. Can you tell me about the comms on that map? What are you guys even saying when he's doing stuff like that?
I mean, to be honest, we loaded in the map, and then immediately on defense, we were like, he just said, guys, trust me, I have an idea."
Okay.
And I was down from the beginning. You know, I felt like it was just a good comp, to be honest.
Okay.
We controlled the high ground.
Yeah, it looked impossible to walk into you guys. And then one more thing, with playoffs coming up, I believe you guys are pretty securely in, right?
Oh, they've locked a playoff
You've locked
spot.
a spot
They're
already?
fighting
Okay.
for a top. If they win next week, let's see here. So they currently hold the 2nd seed. They can't get 1st seed with Blahaj. So
I think we can potentially get 2nd.
you can get You are currently in 2nd seed above Isopods, who just haven't played the game yet. The Isopods this week play the Freakus, and then next week they go up against Swedish Fish, and you guys go against Moon Baboons. So it's really it's definitely down to just map diff here at this point between you two, because you both have +9. So yeah, you are in line for a 2nd or 3rd seed here, just in terms of going forward. Is there? I guess now that we kind of know where you guys might be hanging out, is there a team in the playoffs you guys might be nervous of facing going forward? I'd say the entire playoff bracket. Is there a team you're kind of looking forward to facing, even not even scared, but just forward to facing potentially here going forward? Now you're going to lock yourself in.
I mean, for me, not really. I think we could have won all of our games, to be honest. Um, we had some just some bad stuff at the beginning, some unlucky games as well. So I don't really know. I don't really pay attention to other teams that much.
Yeah, that's
Then
one
we
way.
will default to the Blahaj, who are 7-0. We'll default to that team. You're excited to play that team, yeah? Yeah,
Yeah.
excited? Woo!
Who's on that team?
Venture.
Who?
Void Fibers, Spike, War, that squad.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know who. You just said some. You said some words.
That's Jeremy Lin and Kobe Bryant. All right. Well, El Clasico then as well. Dong Wagler, if you weren't the MVP, who on your team would you have given MVP, and why?
I mean, for me, it was for me it felt like Kobe and Shaq coming in off the bench for some reason with Fire. Me and Fire getting sub back in off
Mhm.
of first map, running it all the way back.
Yeah.
That's my MVP.
Yeah, it seemed like something flipped when you guys came in. I think that's a pretty good shout. Well, thank you, Don Wagler, for the interview. I appreciate it. Good game tonight. Congrats on the win.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good night.
He's out of here.
Yeah, he didn't want to be here. Better stuff.
What a
to
game.
Do. That was a game for sure. I thought that was going to be a lot closer, to be honest with you.
If they didn't throw Gibraltar, potentially doable, but a bit of an interesting showing there
Hmm.
on those last 3 maps. The first one looked good, but after that, not so much.
Yeah, that's Keller Hall dropped their last two games now. No.
Let's see. Yes, Keller Hall lost 3-2 to the Blasters last week, and they beat the Freakus, but they have won only one of their last 4 games after a strong start to their
Ooh.
season. After the reverse sweep from the Blahaj in week 4, it's not been looking too hot. And then they face the Izanagi next week, who have been kind of on the up and up.
Mm.
And I believe we're kind of playing around with some stuff. And if Keller Hall doesn't win next week, they are not guaranteed a playoff spot whatsoever. They are now fighting for their lives next week.
Melonhead's in shambles. I would hate to see a playoff without Melon in it, actually.
Melon plus Foost heads in shambles. That
Yeah.
iconic duo is on the verge, but we've seen they can turn it up. Like on Oasis, we saw they can do it. So hopefully going forward,
Yeah.
Keller Hall can bounce back.
Yeah, I think they'll probably make playoffs. Personally, I think they will. But like you said, they gotta bounce back and kind of get it together to do that.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for casting in the Bbooney. It was fun. And
Yeah,
for letting
thanks
me cast
for-
with you, I guess.
No problem. As long as the DireCast had fun, that's all that really matters at the end of the day.
I think we did. Appreciate it. See you later, man.
Yep, see ya.
Alrighty, chat. That was a fun game. I thought that was going to be a lot closer. Sorry it wasn't. I really did think that was going to be a 5-map banger, but I don't know how you play into the fair bastion, to be honest with you. I actually don't know what you played to like not lose to that. Are we getting a second cast or nah? What do you mean second cast? There's not another game tonight, if that's what you mean. There are 3 games on Saturday. I might pick up one of those. No, there are 3 games on Saturday and 2 games at the same time on Sunday. So I'll probably be in on one of those for sure. Each night. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Thank you guys for hanging. Appreciate it. I had a good time today. I need to pay out the last game, don't I? Swag Squad. Okay. Yeah, appreciate you being here. Had a good time. I haven't been streaming lately, like at all. Maybe I'll start streaming again. Maybe I won't. No promises. I won't lie. Thanks for hanging. See you guys. Peace.